is in November time. They drop their antlers late winter, early spring. I'm trying to get as close to them as I can for y'all. Give me 1 second. Alright, this is as close as I can get to them. Alrighty, you folks are good to stand up if you'd like to get a better look at them. So the elk have already pretty much rubbed off all the fuzzy velvet. The deer are on their way to doing that also. There's not a whole lot of deer out and about right now, but they're around here somewhere. So if the elk's antlers look kind of bloody or have a tinge of red to them, that is perfectly fine. Like I said at the beginning, when they're first growing, they're made out of skin, blood vessels, and cartilage. The cartilage has turned to bone now, and what's left is the skin and blood vessels. So that's why it's kind of reddish looking. And you can see the little dry bits hanging off. That's the fuzzy velvet. So you can see that they do have a little bit of access to the lake here. They swim in it, they drink in it, they play around in it. What the bigger ones over here are standing in is an old trout hatchery. We don't use it for that anymore, so I like to call it their giant bathtub. At the edge of the water, you'll see when near the fence, his antlers are growing straight up in the air. This is his first time growing his antlers. He's called a spike. Once he drops them and regrows them again next year, they'll be a little bit bigger and a little bit more branched out. Each year as he gets older, they'll get more branched out and larger. He is a yearling. So you'll also notice some of the bases of the tree, a lot of the bark is missing. This is due to the elk and deer rubbing their antlers on the tree to get that fuzzy velvet off. Also, when they are ready to drop their antlers, they'll start rubbing them on the trees. They don't always lose both of them at the same time. Sometimes they only lose one of them and end up looking like Elliot the deer from open season for a little bit until they drop the other one. Did everybody get a good look at the elk? Back up the bus. We just lost sight of them completely besides one of them. Hold on. The bus might make some weird sounds. That's just Bigfoot trying to sing. Yeah, our hills are a little bit wonky here, so of course the cows like to be in the most awkward spot, so trying to see the best of them is a little tricky like this, but it's okay. That's why we got the backup feature. Alright, a little bit better. You can at least see more of them here. You're definitely going to have to get your phones and cameras out and zoom in on them. Alrighty, so caress for a moment so you guys can enjoy the beautiful view. I definitely recommend coming and visiting us later in the fall time, as it is really quite beautiful with the changing color of the leaves. I'd say early October, mid-October, somewhere around there.
She's hungry.
I was napping.
Come here. You gotta come closer to the tree. Or she found something. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Zara here, one of our wolves. She is our Arctic wolf. Now, wolves live within a pack, and within a pack there is a hierarchy system. At the top of that hierarchy system is the alpha male and alpha female. Below that, their second in command is going to be their beta. Below the beta is going to be the subordinates, which make up the majority of the pack. And then finally, at the bottom of the pack is going to be the omega. Now, the omega gets last choice and last say in pretty much everything. So sometimes they don't always like this. And then they'll go off on their own and start their own pack. Now, wolves and domesticated dogs are related to each other. And there's definitely a lot of similarities between them. But I'm going to talk about the differences between them. When a wolf walks, as you can see here, with their front paws. This is to leave as little tracks as possible out in the wild. Your dogs at home are going to have a lot more willy-nilly walk because they're safe with you. Wolves also shed twice a year, while your dogs at home shed year-round. If any of y'all got dogs at home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I have a husky and a lab at home, so it's first time to at my place. Lastly, one of the biggest differences is going to be their bite force. A big dog like a German Shepherd is going to have a bite force of about 750 pounds per square inch, while a bull's bite force is going to be 1,500 pounds per square inch. That can easily break your femur, and your femur is one of the strongest bones in the body.
Wow.
So I wouldn't want to be roughhousing with these guys like I do with my dogs at home. Now, these guys get about 2 pounds of raw meat per wolf a day. They also get dry dog food given to them. That was a chicken dog treat I was giving her. And finally, anything inside of the enclosure is fair game for them. So they go after squirrels, chipmunks, possums, rabbits, raccoons, skunks, everything and anything. I like to call it snack time for them.
Bye.
She ate her food. You know what? She got her snacks and that was it.
Yeah, just like, I'm good.
Oh, they're going to the one over there. No, they're all gonna go drink water.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this light colored one, that is Sora Sky. Be nice to each other. And this dark colored one is Sly. They're going to help tell the difference between a red fox and a gray fox. A red fox has a white tip tail, and a gray fox has a black tip tail. You're probably really confused by Sly there. He is known as a silver fox. This is just a more melanistic form of the red fox, and he has darker fur and darker skin. So the opposite of albinoism, instead of being all white, these guys are all dark. Now, foxes are omnivores, which means that they're going to eat their fruits and vegetables. Yeah, they're very food motivated. So they're going to eat their fruits and vegetables, but they're also going to eat meat. In the wild, they'll eat with whatever the little paws can get on, and sometimes this includes red meat. Unfortunately, red meat tends to upset their digestive system, causing them to get sick and not live as long. So here we just give them strictly white meat. That's a chicken dog treat that I'm giving them so they can live long, happy, healthy lives here. Their favorite snacks are blueberries and strawberries. Now in the wild, foxes live to be about 5 years old, and in captivity they can reach their early teens. All of our foxes are about 8 to 9 years old. Now a male fox is called a tod, a female is called a vixen, and their offsprings are called kits or pups. They can have about 3 to 5 per litter once a year. Now I'm sorry, did somebody have some questions? Anybody have questions? No? Okay. So these guys, they're like some of the last ones to lose our winter coat. That's why Sly looks a little shaggy right now. I'm not sure why it takes them so long to lose their winter coat. It's just something I've observed while working here the past few years. It is safe for us to go inside the enclosure with them. They're very food motivated, as you can see. As the ones that moved on, they're slowly losing interest. And they also don't like being touched by people. I'm not sure why, they just don't. So as much as I would love to brush him, he won't let me. But I do have a fun little nickname for their tails. I like to call them butt scarfs. Hear me out, why? Because when it is really cold and they are super fluffy, they use that big old tail to cover their face and their nose to protect it from the cold and from frostbite. So, fashionable, functional butt scarf. And this is Swiper coming down to say hi. We're probably not going to see Pippa, our gray one. She's pretty skittish of people, even us workers, so even we barely get to see her. Swiper? Oh, I don't got any. If there's some on the ground, I know that they left some. I know, I see, and I can't look at his face because I feel so bad. Oh wait, I think there's one right here.
Here, buddy, you want a leaf? I'll give you a leaf.
Yeah, eat the leaf. Buddy. Did everybody get a good look at our foxes? Oh. Alright, I'm just gonna mosey on to my seat here. Aww. He is still staring me down. Oh, that's Sorrow.
firecrackers on me, buddy.
The Straits of Gibraltar. Now the Straits of Gibraltar are just big enough for our boats to fit, so they sometimes bump when we go through there. So please remember to keep your hands inside the boat. And for those of you sitting on the right-hand side, you just have to watch your head when we go through the straits, because there is a rock that sticks out of the wall. Gonna bring our boats through the straits here. That's that rock you want to watch out for. Just lean forward to avoid it, but try to lean one at a time, because if you all lean together, the whole boat will lean with us. That might freak some people out. That rock right there. Watch your heads, keep your hands inside of the boat. I'm a pretty good driver, but it never fails to bump at least once going through the straits. There's gonna be that bump. There it is.
Yeah, good job.
As we come to the dry room here, you might be able to imagine an owl. In the center is the lion, and behind that lion is actually the historical entrance of Penn's Cave. This cave was discovered in 1795 by a gentleman named James Martin. 1795. And next to the lion, we found had actually been using this cave prior to its discovery. This is a flowstone formation, which we call the Chimes. The reason we call it that is because in 1885, during one of their first tours, a tour guide bumped it with his head, and when it did, it rung and made music. So they continued to tap on it as they gave their tours, until one day they tapped on it and it no longer made that music. It had cracked and broken. Now they didn't break the chimes on purpose. They were just amazed they could tap on rock and hear music. Some even say the day they tapped on the chimes was the day rock music was born. Now right here we call these cave curtains. If you got a drop of water to land on you, that means you received good luck from the cave. Oh, there was a drop of water. Now limestone is sedimentary rock, which means that it formed on the ocean's floor. Mud and sand collected on top of each other to create layers, which you can see really well here. And within these layers are many trilobites, or seashell fossils, which means at one point, Pennsylvania, where we're at right now, was completely covered with water and part of the ocean. Right hand side here, there's a rock that sticks out of the water. It kind of looks like the head of a crocodile, but since it is just a rock, we nicknamed this one our crocodile. Now when this cave was first forming and filled with water, now water would sometimes create whirlpools. A whirlpool carved out this part of the wall, which we call the parts of Penn's Cave. We have had people propose here in front of the heart. Thankfully, everybody has said yes. No awkward moments. Left-hand side, there's a stalagmite covered in white calcite. You can see this one looks like a gummy bear or the snowman. Hold on. Now here, this archway is the deepest part of Penn's Cave, but we will be roughly 100 feet beneath the surface. Directly above us on a hill here is our bison pasture. When you guys go for your wildlife tour, you're probably going to see those bison. So when you see those bison, just think that like an hour ago you were directly beneath them. Right here. I'm going to turn on my light right there. Ethan, I'm going to be passing you on the left. Right-hand side here, there's going to be a mineral sticking out of the wall. That mineral is magnesium. Hello, everybody. Joe's probably going to be right behind me. Left-hand side is some soot damage from when they used to toss torches up there back in 1885.
So you're going to let him pass me?
What was that?
You want me to let him pass me?
Probably. We have to have these guys back at the dock like soon.
I was wondering that too.
Here off to the left-hand side. Now back in 1885 they didn't have any electricity, which is why they used their torches and candlelight. Left-hand side here, you might be able to Canadian side of Niagara Falls. Canadian side, American side.
That's cute.
You might be able to imagine a dinosaur or a dragon here. Some people see the Loch Ness Monster.
That's true.
Right-hand side, there is what could perhaps be a shark fin. A shark fin. And to go along with our shark fin, we have some shark teeth. The red that you see in there is iron in the process of oxidizing. Just iron, not blood. Off to the left-hand side over here, you might be able to imagine some garden gnomes. Now I'm going to bring our boat to a stop, so you're going to hear some splashing because I had to put my motor in reverse. Now we're going to be traveling out of that exit, but before we do that, I do have some lights that I'm going to turn on for us here. I'm going to turn off these lights, turn on these ones. Feel free to take photos. I have a few colors that I'm going to cycle through.
Oh, it's nice. You can see more.
We're going to be traveling through here is a man-made exit. It took them 3 years to create this exit from 1924 to 1927. Before this exit was made, water would leave the cave in a small crack beneath the rocks off to the right-hand side. We're going to go ahead and continue out through this tunnel here. Feel free to grab any last-minute photos of the lights lamp and turn them off as we leave this room now. Now as we make our way through the tunnel up here, just remember to watch your head, especially as we take the turns through the tunnel, and just keep your hands in the boat. The boat may bump against the sides of the tunnel here.
Is there anyone you want to get rid of?
There was a beaver living in this cave. There was a beaver over there to the left. He lived here for about 2 to 3 months, and then he tried to build a dam, and we had to break the dam, and then the beaver got mad and he left. But he was here for 3 months during the winter. It actually feels pretty nice in here in the winter. The temperature remains 52 degrees, so it's actually warmer in the cave than it is outside during the winter months. Yeah, Pennsylvania caves, or caves in general, are an average area. So the further south you go, the warmer the caves will be, and the further north you go, the colder they will be. Now this water never freezes because it remains 38 degrees, and because it is always flowing. This water will eventually make its way to the Atlantic Ocean.
is outdoors.
Let's go back in. Oh, it's back to being warm now.